A match that no one thought they would get is happening, a so-called dream fight, but is it too late for people to get excited about, as Ronda Rousey will be taking on Gina Carano on May the 16th, but it will be on Netflix and not with the UFC. Eddie Hearn fires back at Dana White, and it might be a 10-7 round, and we also speak about the White House card as well. People, it's Combat Catch-Up Live with the legends Jamie and Luke. Sit back, relax, let's get into this. Yes, lovely people, hope you're well. Welcome back to the channel. Please do smash the like button, subscribe. Also, make sure you click on the links in the description. It will take you to Jamie's channel, it will take you to Luke's channel. Make sure you give them a subscribe as well. Guys, how are we doing today?
I'm good, man.
Good.
I just think Dean the Great get knocked out. That's a madman.
Dean, oh, what, that boxer influencer?
Yeah, got slapped by Larry Wheels and got slapped by his manager as well.
Yeah, it's Rampage Jackson's manager, but he's an ex, not manager. Yeah, he's ex-UFC fighter. I'm not being funny. He's kind of not helping himself because he is doing and saying some wild stuff. So he's saying it to the wrong people. So I don't know, man.
He's getting in a UFC heavyweight's face.
Yeah.
Why he gets smashed. Yeah.
Well, he's threatening to slap a UFC.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but these people need taken down a peg or two, man.
Yeah, 100%. I don't think people realize the ramifications of starting trouble with a current or ex-UFC fighter or any MMA fighter. I just don't think people get it.
No.
I don't think people understand just how bad it can really get.
It would destroy him.
Yeah.
That's what Rampage tries to tell him. Rampage keeps trying to tell him, leave it, it would destroy you.
And it wouldn't even, it'd be bad. It'd be like if Rampage's friend decided to really double down and give him a beatdown, we could be looking at an attempted murder charge.
Yeah.
Like literally. He wouldn't have a chance.
Basically, it's just fuck around and find out, basically.
Yeah, it's silly. It's getting really silly. People are going to end up getting hurt by trying to become famous, and it's a real shame, man. But hey ho, if you don't learn, then you're going to feel what happens in it. So it is what it is. Guys, Jamie, I'll start with you on this one.
Might as well, man.
One of the probably the first women's super fight we ever got in MMA was Gina Carano versus Cyborg. Now, Cyborg won that fight, and that was all the way back in the 2000s. Then women's MMA went really quiet, and then up stepped Ronda Rousey, who then became the face of women's MMA, and then arguably became the face of MMA full stop at one stage before Conor McGregor really doubled down and took over. They're now fighting. Carano, if I'm not mistaken, hasn't fought since 2009, and Ronda Rousey hasn't fought since 2016. Now, there's two things that I want to explore with this one. One, Netflix jumping into and MVP jumping into MMA with Jake Paul. And two, do you think Dana White tried to get this fight for the White House card, or do you not think he did?
Well, if he tried to get Ronda for the White House card, he would have got her, because she loves Dana White, and they would have offered Dana more money. So I don't think Dana wanted her for the UFC White House.
More than card. MVP, Jay, because MVP pay well, especially
they pay well. But at the end of the day, she would have rather fought for UFC at the White House than against Gina on Netflix, no matter what she says. I just don't think Dana wanted her. I don't think Dana wants any female fighters on the card, to be fair. But
Ronda did say that they tried to that she had a conversation with Dana, but couldn't work things out.
Yeah, I don't believe Ronda as far as I can throw her, to be fair. Look, this fight's gonna be horse shit, but we'll all go watch it.
I don't know what to make of this fight. Luke, obviously, again, not to put your business out there, you are younger than me and Jay, so you like you wouldn't have seen Gina Carano fight probably.
I've only seen Gina Carano, the actress, not Gina
Yeah,
Carano.
I was gonna say like, whereas for me and Jay, like Gina Carano was
15
like
years.
Yeah, she was the first. Like she was the first pin-up girl in MMA and like the first real like
She's first star.
crossover star. Yeah, crossover star in women's MMA. But as you said, she's been an actress, but she has been training with John Wood at Syndicate, and Ronda Rousey obviously quit WWE and has been training as well. Do you think this is just them scratching an itch, or do you actually think, especially for Ronda Rousey, she may be thinking I can get some super fights in and make some good money for myself?
I think it's more of a scratching of an itch for Ronda. For Gina, I just think it's an opportunity to make a heck of a lot of money. I think it's a heck of a lot of money to get her name back out there because she's been pretty much in the wilderness in terms of like her career. Like she sort of has been sort of swept under the carpet a little bit. So this is a perfect opportunity for her to get her name back out there. Super fights for Ronda. If she's not coming back to the UFC, which by the looks of it, it's not going to happen. I don't know how many super fights you're going to get on Netflix unless they're going to entice Cyborg to cross over there. I think Ronda's going to run out of. I think there won't be any opportunities for her to have any more super fights unless she goes into boxing. And there's rumors about her versus Katie Taylor, which is suicidal on Ronda's behalf. So
Yeah, that'd be bad.
I just think it's an opportunity to make a heck of a lot of money. And it's going to be watched. Even that the quality, as Jay said, the quality is going to be crap. It is not going to be a good fight. It's not going to be a good fight whatsoever. But people are going to tune in and watch, and that should. If I'm the UFC, my eyes are wide open for it.
I hear it. Do you think that there's literally zero chance that this could be? Again, I'm not expecting a high level fight, but could it not be a very competitive fight, given that both of these women have been out of the cage for so long? They've explored future endeavors in terms of Ronda being in WWE and actually being successful in the beginning of her run, and Gina Carano being a movie star. Could there not be an element where, even though it's not going to be as technically sound or as technically good, it could be a very competitive fight?
Maybe. I mean, I've got to see what the rules are first.
Well, it's 5 minute 5 rounds, isn't it?
Yeah, 5 minute 5 round, which that is the bit I think is a bit crazy, going straight into a 5 round fight.
Also, I'll be interested to see what the rules are, though.
I'll be very interested to see what they build as a card overall, because for me, like the fact that they've got Ronda, that means a UFC contract's done. Like the done. So I'll be very interested to see if there's any other ex-UFC fighters that aren't completely done, that are completely out of contract, that they can entice over. Or this be the opportunity for MVP to stick it up to the UFC and put on super fights that, you know, we should have had but never had.
Well, they could just do what that other company
do. Well, like I think I saw somewhere, I don't know how true it was, it probably is not true, it's like Brock versus Fedor.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie.
I like get Francis.
Brock's in a TKO contract, so they ain't go up.
Oh yeah, or get Francis over into
party
MMA.
people,
Get
Jay.
Diaz
Bloody hell, man. Let us live, Jay. Bloody hell, Jay. Talk about shutting down the ring.
No. They're going to have to put on a heck of a card, but the card they're going to have to put on is not going to be the main event. This is going to be the main event. So, how good's the card going to be? All
right. So, call me crazy here, but I'm just trying to put two and together.
You put Brock Fedor on in this card, yeah? As soon as that fight's finished, I'm turning off because I've seen what I wanted.
But I mean, like if they do it again,
yeah.
After the show, Brock Fedor.
Yeah.
Check this out, guys. I'm probably completely off the mark, but I'm going to run with it in my silly little mind for a sec.
Go for it.
Jake Paul was signed to PFL, never fought with PFL, but has a good relationship with them. Could there be a potential that some of the PFL fighters could fight on this card as a way of them building up their notoriety, building up their name, then going back to fight on PFL and using that to help build PFL? Call me crazy.
Maybe.
Could you have
potentially, but we don't know how that relationship ended.
Hang on.
Like, we don't know whether or not that it was an amicable split, or whether or not they got a bit messy behind the scenes. That we don't know the nature.
We don't know, but let's assume that there was a decent breakup.
It's not just that as well. It's broadcast companies. So what does PFL usually film on?
I feel like it might be the Zone.
They might be contracted to that though. Will they let their fighters contractually fight on Netflix? That's the thing.
Yeah,
like,
any sense they'd let them fight on Netflix?
That's like in boxing. You know, when some boxers were signed with Showtime and some were signed with HBO.
Yeah.
They never got the fights together because the two companies are like.
Do you think that this could be something long term, like in terms of like the UFC? Is this something that if I'm the higher ups, am I looking at this going, I'm thinking, this is interesting. Netflix now will get involved, or is it something that the UFC go, well, people have tried and failed before?
They don't give two shits. I'm telling you right now. The reason they don't give two shits because they probably think the caliber of fighter that they're going to get is nowhere near anything we've got. And if they are going, it's going to be casuals, ain't it? Let's face it.
Let me just bring this up because this is from Ronda Rousey. So
leave it up.
Yeah.
Man the culture. What?
Just take Ronda out of the picture and we're good, man.
Are you
and
like
Dana and the other geezer?
Yeah. I was gonna say like Ronda Rousey says this rival has so many layers. Netflix isn't playing around. Bet you we can beat Paramount Plus UFC numbers. Now that for me is not a direct shot, but it is a competitive shot. Do you think this MVP card with Gina and Ronda beats, for example, the UFC pay-per-view card that's going to be in May? Because it's going to be the one before the White House card, right?
Right. What
do you think it does?
Does anyone know the Paramount last?
Is it about
ratings?
Under 4 mil?
Because it's not just the thing with Here's the thing with things like Netflix, Prime, Paramount. It's more
Even
about
YouTube.
It's more about hours watched than it is about live viewers.
Yeah.
It's about hours watched. Don't really get like Raw last week got I think 3.5 million people live, but it's more about hours
that many
watched.
people. Sorry to cut you, Jay. Raw's getting that many people watching live now.
The last couple of weeks it did, yeah.
So this was for the UFC on the Paramount Plus debut. Live average minute audience streaming for the main card, 4.96 mil. Global HH 7.18 does not account for co-viewing, and peak concurrent streams was 5.93 million.
Yeah, it's a lot. That's a lot of beat.
But I reckon that they will at least, because that's their debut, so I didn't expect the numbers to be higher. But I guarantee that they will outdraw one pay-per-view this year that the UFC put on.
Yeah.
Guarantee that they'll
Not
outdraw
just that,
one pay-per-view.
Netflix is a bigger platform than Paramount as well.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
plus it's free.
What was AJ Jake Paul?
Oh, that would have done. High numbers.
It didn't do as high as people expected, though, did it?
Yeah. Would you not argue though that Jake Paul and AJ are bigger names than Ronda and?
Oh yeah. Ain't the most watched boxing fight of all time Mike Tyson and Jake Paul?
33 million.
Oh. Yeah, they're not touching 33 mil.
So Ronda Rousey, Gina Carano fighting on Netflix, I think it's 2 million views. Because if you're an MMA fan who remembers Gina Carano fighting, you're hardcore because you go back so far, which means you've got to be of an age. So you got to be in your 30s and 40s, yeah. Yeah. Casuals might want to watch her because they know her just from movies, from Mandalorian and Deadpool and stuff like that.
I've got a fight on the undercard. Rerun it, Tyron Woodley versus Anderson Silva. They've done it in boxing, running an MMA undercard fight.
All right. Do you know what? Let's get the pen and paper out. Let's get the pen and paper.
You don't know about that.
All right. Let me try and work out who's.
Oh, it's in the Induit Dome as well, ain't it? It's in the Induit Dome as well in California.
Yeah, Cali. Yeah, it's in Cali.
It's in a big arena. It's the one. The Induit Dome's got the one that's got the LCD lights on the chair, ain't it? But when you turn it on, it makes everything look empty.
All right, so I'm gonna rule Silver out. I don't think Silver wants to fight in MMA anymore.
Is it a whole MMA event, or is it just an MMA
I think it will
MMA main
be.
event?
Because it's
It's
in
an
it's
MMA
not
event.
It's not an hex. It's not in an
It's a-
octagon cage. It's in a hexagon cage.
Yeah. Because UFC have copyrighted the Octagon, ain't they?
All right, I'm gonna throw some names in the hat here. I do think Tyron Woodley would fight MMA again. I think Dan Hardy would.
Okay.
I'm trying to think who else is out there.
Oh my days, Darren Till.
Is he Misfits though? Wouldn't he stick with Misfits? Do you not reckon?
Yeah, it's still Misfits.
Yeah, good point. Rockhold.
Rock.
I don't think there'll be anyone on this card.
You don't.
Because the problem is they've said this is the main event, yeah. This is what all the eyes are watching. The undercard's gonna have to be dog shit, otherwise people will just go leave. If you put two big celebrities on, people will not go watch the end.
But let's say it was because Woodley and Dan Hardy have been in talks to fight previously. I think
you could do that as a co-main. That'd be all right.
I think Woodley and Hardy could be co-main.
That'd be a good co-main. But
oh my god, no, Holly Holm. If you can get Holly Holm as a co-main event, build up story with Ronda.
Just make it an all-female card. Just make it an all-female card.
Is there enough females out there though, Jay? Notable females who aren't assigned to UFC or PFL though.
Don't know. It's a good shout. I'm not. It's the issue. They must have all the fighters lined up because this is in May. We're almost in March.
Yeah. Shout out to Mantis in the chat. Cerrone.
Oh, Nate Diaz.
He's got to be off the juice, man.
I think Nate's still under contract to UFC.
Yeah,
though.
Nate wants to go back to the UFC because I told Dustin call him out or something.
Ferguson's still with Misfits.
Yeah, I don't think Juice is going to matter on this card anyway.
Yeah, neither do I. Chad Mendes.
We are
Uriah Faber. Hold on. Do you remember the GFL? Remember how
that's what I said earlier. That's what I said earlier, Cal. I said maybe they try and do what that old promotion tried to do.
Could this be the quote unquote GFL?
They could do that. The problem is, I think the thing is because Misfits are here. Misfits have got a lot of people tied up, yeah. So they're under contract. And then you got bare knuckle that have got some fighters under contract that you'd like to see. So it's contractual issues, ain't it? The thing is, though, a lot of people would like to be on this card because it is on Netflix. It gets eyes on them.
As much as people don't like Jake Paul, the personality, as a promoter, you have to say, like, Jake Paul is, especially for women's combat sports.
Yeah, he's done a lot for women's combat sports.
He's done a heck of a lot.
He has, especially for boxing. I'm just going to say this. The Paul brothers started to win me over a little bit. I think Logan is, again, I'm not going to overstep the boundaries. I'm not I'm a casual when it comes to wrestling. From what I see, though, Logan Paul is taken to wrestling like a duck to water. Like, he looks so good from what I see, and he looks fully dedicated.
He is a natural heel. He's a natural dick.
But he's just a natural athlete. So some of the moves I see him pull off and some of the things I see him doing there, his timing's on. Like, he looks like he's been doing it all of his life. And then again, I know we sat there and watched the AJ fight. We were like, AJ should have got Jake Paul out in a certain amount of time and all that. Look, Jake Paul still took that fight, got a broken jaw, and will, in my opinion, will still fight again. Like, I think there has to be respect there. Like, I think Jake Paul's been crapped on by a lot of people saying he's only fighting old people out there prime and all that. He fought Anthony Joshua on short notice, got his jaw broken, and he's probably going to fight again. I have to rate that. I do have to give credence and respect to that, and obviously what he's doing as well. But I'll be very intrigued to see how they build this card. But I do think they have to build it to an extent. Otherwise, I don't think they can just put everything on Ronda and Gina for the simple fact they haven't fought in such a long time, and like there could be injuries in camp and all these things. And if they're the only good fight on the card and that fight gets pulled, then the whole card falls apart. and then you can't sell the tickets for that event and everything. So I don't think there'll be like mega fights on there, but I think there'll be fights good enough for the quote unquote hardcore fans that go, I'll still watch this regardless. So I'm intrigued to see where that goes. I really am. Boys, let's move on to the next. Oh yeah, of course, yeah, but we are like hardcore fans, are in it, so of course we will. Right, guys, I'm gonna move into the next topic. And Zuffa boxing, since it's been on the scene, has caused a bit of a stir for one reason or another. And Dana White can be very stubborn in his approach and can ruffle some feathers. And he was asked a question about Eddie Hearn and said that, look, Eddie Hearn would be nowhere without his dad because his dad runs Matchroom. And yeah, he might have a point there, but I think he's being a bit hypocritical there, because about the Fertitta brothers, there's no argument to say Dana White would be nowhere as well. However, Eddie Hearn has fired back with what can only be described as just facts here. So I'm going to play the clip and we can discuss it after that.
Robbie T.
Dana White.
Yeah, my new mate.
You are just Barry Hearn's son.
We've got him already.
That from Dana.
What did it take? A month to allow him to get
beating up baby?
Well, that's a sick mind for one. I don't know what the fuck he was talking about there. That's quite disturbing, if I'm honest with you. It's very strange because I've got to be honest with you. I wouldn't say up my arse, but Dana's always been so complimentary about us as a company and me as a promoter. But to say that I don't have any vision, it's really strange. I mean, right now, when you talk about Zuffa's or whatever it's called, when you talk about their vision, what's their vision? What? Getting Max Kellerman to tell everyone that Callum Walsh is the next Roy Jones? Or putting Charles Martin on a headline show on a Sunday night in front of 126 people in your garage? In a ring that looks like you've just got it out of a local club show. I mean, what sort of fucking vision's that? Or better still, oh no, here's a belt, and it's Zuffa. Look at the vision. That's not vision, that's control. Because the reality is, when he says we can't compete, they can't compete in this cutthroat world of boxing. Because it's a horrible world, and they don't want to compete. They want to create their own world. But listen, at the moment, when you compare Matchroom shows to Zuffa shows, quite frankly, Zuffa shows are absolute, complete dog shit. But they're going to get better, and they're going to sign some big fighters, and they're going to spunk some money, they're going to waste some money. I've said it before, they're clever people. But right now, they're trying to manipulate fight fans, and they don't understand how intelligent fight fans are when it comes to boxing. You can't create these cards and tell everyone it's the best be the best, because it's quite frankly not. And the reality is, yes, I do work for my dad, but guess what? Dana White has worked for his daddy for a long time. The Fertitta brothers. That's who he worked for. And right now, Dana White's got a new daddy. And his name is Turki Al Sheikh. Turki Al Sheikh is Dana White's pappy. He's got to do because he works for TKO, which is owned by Seller and Saudis and Turki Al Sheikh. So it took him a nanosecond to get personal, but that's because right now he's right at the bottom of the pile in terms of quality as a boxing promoter. But as I keep saying, they're a good operation and they will get better.
KO. Just KO. You mean he's just been KO'd. Dana ain't getting back up from that. That's a KO.
Fired. Eddie said a lot there. I can't think of many things he said wrong though. And this is why I say Dana's got to be careful. Like MMA, Dana's the king of MMA. In terms of Dana can say what he wants, and because he's got the best fighters, he's got the best product, he can say what he wants. In boxing, he's not the head honcho, not even close to it right now. So surely if you're Dana White, or if the people who are supporting Dana White, they go, look, stop creating enemies here, because we're going to probably need these people to. It's not like the UFC where they can get all the best fighters under their umbrella, or 90% of the fighters under their umbrella. Boxing, as you said, Jay, is all spread out. Fighters are under so many different promotions, so many different networks, and etc., that you're gonna have to negotiate with these other promoters, etc. Is Dana White, in your opinion, Jay, going about all of this in the wrong way, and is it going to blow up in his face?
Yeah, he's look. You're taking on you could argue he's the best promoter in boxing in Eddie Hearn. You can argue that,
I don't think that's an argument.
And Eddie, to his fairness, he worked for his dad. Yeah, he's got to be his company eventually, anyway. So, but Eddie has dedicated his whole life to being a boxing promoter. Yeah, he obviously his dad's, owns a lot of different things. He owns the Moscone pool,
The
snooker, darts stuff. Used to own Leighton Orient. Used to be the agent for Steve Davis when he was a player back in the day as well. He's gone through it all, yeah. And Eddie has always been in boxing. And don't forget, his dad obviously was a promoter for Frank Bruno, not Frank Bruno, sorry, Chris Eubank and that. So
yeah,
Eddie knows what he's talking about. Eddie knows what he's doing. He's born into this. He's bred into this, and he's been at the top of his game for a long, long time. For Dana to come at Eddie like this is just crazy. Now, there was a Zuffa boxing show on the other day. It looked shit. It looks awful. And, creating your own belt is creating your own universe. That's what he's doing. He's trying to create his own universe. It's like Vince did it with WWE. He destroyed his competition and created his own universe. He called it the WWE universe, and a universal title, all that sort of stuff, created his own new legacy. And that's what Dana's doing. He's creating his own world, a Zuffa title. It looks cringy as shit. And Eddie's right. You're doing that because you can't compete. Just be a promoter that's promoting boxing under the Zuffa name, right? And just work for the next 5 to 10 years to get boxers, to get fighters, to get agents, to build your brand. But going after someone like Eddie Hearn, who's putting some of the best fights ever on British soil, by the way.
Yeah.
Some of the best fights. British boxing went up many degrees and overtook American boxing under Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren in the last 10 years, right? And I think that's what they're pissed at. Because let's face it, growing up as kids, boxing was always American. I know it's a world sport. It was American, yeah?
Yeah. We had a couple fighters like Nazim Hamid and Lennox Lewis and all that. But
it was American, wasn't it? All the best of them. In the last 20 years or so, under Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren, the British and European boxing scene, which we have to make sure we say that as well, has overshadowed the American boxing scene. And I think that is one of the main issues. And that's what they want back. And he's the king of MMA because that's his sport. That's what he loves. That's what he knows. And that's what he grew.
And he's what he loves.
And he grew it since, UFC 33 or whatever it was time ago. Look where we are now. Yeah. So he's taken that long to grow the sport and put it onto a national place where it is now, where combat sport, MMA, is recognised now as a legit sport and a legit combat sport. No one shies away from it no more. Everyone's embracing it, And he's done that, so you got to credit him. But this boxing thing, it just looks cringy, man. He's creating his own universe because he knows he can't compete, and he never will do. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. I don't see Eddie Hearn trying to make an MMA group.
Yeah. Luke, well said, by the way, Jay. Luke, Eddie Hearn, in my opinion, really went after Dana White's ego of this one. And he is right. The Zuffa boxing cards haven't been great. There have been some good fights, but the cards as a whole haven't been great. The presentation is not great. The fact that I said the Apex isn't great. How long, and Jay made a good point in how long it's taken to get the UFC established. How long would it take, considering he's got Turkey backing him and etc.? How long would it actually take, in your opinion, for top level fighters to go, do you know what, we want to fight under Zuffa? I know they've got Jay Opataya and
that's the thing, like
a couple of others, but no one really yet who you go, that's a real game changer.
I'll go with a bit of a tangent because obviously when Dana started saying he wanted to make his own belt, that looks as tacky as a Misfits belt. And obviously if they sign Jai Opataya, and then as soon as Jai gets signed, he's like, I want to unify the belts. And I go, what? I was thinking, are you sure you signed to the right place? Because I swear Dana said that he wants to do no promoting the other belts and stuff like that. So already his vision to create his own bullshit belt when Jai Opadiah's got the IBF belt, and basically he's been told to scrap that, basically, so he can have this plastic Zuffa belt. I think he's fighting for it in March, I think, the Zuffa belt, which doesn't make sense. I think the production is literally looks like we criticize the Apex because there's no atmosphere. They've made the Apex bigger, like seating wise, and there's still no atmosphere when I've tuned in.
Yeah.
And you know how we always bitch about the commentary, thinking, "Oh my days, these guys don't know what they're talking about here, or they're always biased." Max Kellerman is supposed to be one of the best talkers in boxing, talking
Super biased.
absolute bollocks about comparing Callum Walsh to Roy Jones. I'm thinking, oh my days. So I think I've got a while to go. I think it's going to take at least about 5 years. It's going to take at least 5 years. They've got a lot to sort out, production-wise, the branding-wise. Like, it's just plain. It's boring. For Dana, who's probably thought about this for probably like 10 to like when was Zuffa versus now? It's like 10 years ago.
Oh, longer than that, I'd say.
But longer than that. Like, he's had all this time, and when it's come to life, it's like it just seems a bit rushed. It looks rushed. It doesn't look well thought out. You're feuding with one of the top two boxing promoters in the business, him and Frank Warren. Take your pick on who you think's the best. Either answer isn't fine by me. And he's picking fights with all the wrong people. And of course, Dana's ego will never accept that he is at the moment. He's at the bottom of the pile. Like, if I'm an up and coming fighter, I am not going to Zuffa. Not going to Zuffa. I want to fight for the actual the prestigious belts, not a belt that he's just made up out of thin air. And like, have you seen like the weight classes?
Yeah, it's just a thin roster.
Yeah, like he's trying to turn it into the UFC. And yes, the UFC was great for the UFC because Dana dominated. He was the only one.
And there was no blueprint really for
and
MMA.
There's no blueprint, and he was like the biggest dog in the yard. Well, sorry, Dana, you've come into a yard and you're no longer the big dog. You're a little pup. So you need to fall in line. And yeah, we're taking time, but it's just like try to run. No, try to walk before you can run. I think Dana's trying to run, like sprint straight away, and this feud's going to go on for ages with Dana. Dana can't let anything go.
Yeah.
Do you know what's mad yet? There's going to be kids that are born in 5 years' time, to parents that might be big boxing fans, right? That'll grow up still wanting to be WBA and WBC champion.
Yeah, no one's going to grow up and want to be Zuffa champion.
And that's in like 5 or 10 years' time. They're still going to be wanting to be the WBA and WBC champion because it's history. It's where it's at. Like they changed the name from Champions League to European Cup to Champions League. Yeah, but it's the same trophy. It's the same history. It's the same legacy. Everyone wants to win that. He's come along with a brand new belt for a company that he promotes that they're fighting for. So people are not going to want to fight for the super middleweight championship of the world when they can possibly fight for the WBA, WBC, IBO, and IBF at middleweight, go up to super heavy middleweight and challenge for them same belts again and be prestigious there. It's never going to work. It's never going to work. It's going to take him 20 to 30 years just to get the belts recognised. Yeah.
At least.
It's never going to work.
Not if someone else comes along, Jay, because someone else could easily come along in 5 to 10 years. Because if this doesn't, like, how long's Turkey going to stay invested in this if it doesn't go the way that he wants? Are you just going to pull the money out, leave, start somewhere else?
Another question as well, guys, is if you're a UFC fighter and Zuffa boxers start getting silly money for fights, how does that affect his other side of the business? Because if I'm a UFC fighter,
it won't.
You don't think so?
No, it won't, because the fighters have had the opportunity to go up against Dana before. Big stars have had opportunities to go up against him before.
No, you're right, but I'll switch it around. Say, for example, I don't know. Let's say, for example, let's say me, you, and Jay were employed by, I don't know. Let's say YouTube. YouTube employed us. and we said, look, we want to get 40k each a year, and they go, we can't pay that sort of money. We're not in a position to do that, and that's not the blueprint. And let's say now they employ another 3 people, but instead of talking about MMA, they talk about boxing, and those people getting 100k each. We're going to go back to them and go, we get it. At a time when we were asking, there was no other thing but now you've given an extra 60k to other people. We're going to be knocking on that door, surely.
I think because the UFC fights have been for so long, just due to the absolute shit that they've been given off of Dana, I don't think anyone's got the energy, and anyone that's even dared to go against Dana has been shunned out the company or hasn't got any fights anymore. Like Francis went up against it, off you pop. Like John Jones went up against Dana. John Jones ain't fighting no more. Like no one, and plus, John Jones no one at their peak spoke up against it. Only the little fighters that are on their, like either fighters that have just joined are talking about it, or even fighters that have been there for a while that are on the shit money. They just say, "Oh yeah, we love it, man. You got to encourage you to fight more." What, a 700 fighter roster, and you're supposed to fight multiple times a year? Good luck.
Yeah.
So,
unfortunately,
nothing will happen with that. Like, need to do more.
The fighter pay stuff, right? I actually think UFC fighters get paid more than people think.
You reckon it's behind the scenes, Joe?
Yeah, I think main event fighters get paid a lot of money. I think where here's the issue between boxing and UFC, yeah? UFC put a pay-per-view on, yeah? You could have 6 world-class fights on that card, yeah? In boxing at the moment, it's the main event. No one gives a shit about the undercard. So all the money goes into the main event, don't it? That's what generates the money. So they can generate all that money and get paid. In the UFC, they got to pay, you could have a quality main event and a quality co-main event of equal level, and you got to share the pay around. So I think the pay discrepancy, yeah, you get paid more for boxing because boxing's been a bigger prime time sport before MMA was even a sport. So it's always going to generate more interest and more money. So, but I do think main event fighters get paid more money than people think.
I hear it.
Because they're the ones who don't moan. They're the ones who don't moan about their money. So
most of the time, yeah.
Yeah. So they probably do get paid. They probably get paid well. What, the prelim fighters and all that, what are they getting paid? Probably nothing. But how much are prelim boxers getting paid? At the same time.
That's a fair point.
I think that's the argument no one ever has. It's always about, Mayweather and Canelo Alvarez fought in the main event and split a purse of 150 million between them or whatever, saying like that. Crazy money, yeah? Stupid money, yeah? Obviously, UFC main eventers not getting that. But how much did the prelim fighter on that card that generates that much money, how much are they getting paid? What, 3-4 grand for their fight?
Yeah.
So I think that's where you can have the argument.
That's very fair, Joe. Right. Speaking of prelims and cards and fight cards, this White House card. Now, Dana White came out and said that the White House card is done. No announcements have been made yet, but he says the card is done. So I want us to have a little bit of guess.
He's not involved in matchmaking no more. That's a bit funny. I thought he's no longer involved in that.
Hey, funny that. All right. Main event, guys. Are we all in agreement it's going to be Topuria versus Gaethje?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, go on, Joe.
Conor McGregor would be the main event.
Okay, so that's what I wanted to say. So Conor McGregor put out a tweet and deleted it, which basically, let me see if I can find it, which is kind of throwing the cat amongst the pigeons as such. So he basically said a fight has been agreed, he's accepted the fight and he's waiting on a contract, and he's now deleted the tweet.
Yeah, because he can't release it before anyone else can. I think McGregor's definitely in on this card. It might be the last time you ever see him fight, but I think what they're trying to do. Big up I never say this, by the way. I'm going to say these words right now. Big up Brendan Schwab, because he might have got it on the money. Yeah,
I'm going to timestamp that and put it out as a tweet.
he might have got this bang on. Yeah, it's the WrestleMania of UFC. It's a one-off event. It's for the casuals. It's not for the hardcores. It's not go to follow a lot of stories or anything like that, unless probably apart from the Gaethje fight, that's probably going to be on there with Ilya. It's going to be like this one-off spectacular that everyone's going, because it's on CBS as well. We've got to remember this. It's on CBS in America, right? It's going to be it's going to be probably the most watched UFC event of all time.
Yeah,
they're going to want the casual audience. They're going to want people that know who people are. That's what they're after. And for that reason, I think there's going to be a lot of big fights. And there might be a lot of title fights as well. Because there's no prelims. It's just going to be 7 matches, apparently. 7-match main card. So there's going to be no prelims, no early prelims. Because it's not financially possible to do that.
Yeah, it makes sense not having prelims, to be fair.
So to do that, you're going to go arse to the wall. So you got to put it all out there. So
that's
I think they're going to get as many well-known fighters on this card as humanly possible, and just make it this like stupid, amazing one-off show that we'll never see again, and then you get back to normal UFC after it.
All right. So who does McGregor fight then? Because Dana shut down the idea of Michael Chandler. Who did McGregor fight?
Not sure. He's got to be. He's got to be in it. He's got to be in it.
I can't hear you, Luke. Sorry, bro.
I've got a hot take. I got one. He's fighting the winner of Holloway versus Oliveira. Because he needs to fight for a belt.
You think the BMF belt is going to headline the White House?
Because it's going to be McGregor fighting for it.
And look, they don't have to have the McGregor in the main event if everyone's going to get paid. I think everyone's going to get paid by this card, by the way. I think all the fighters are going to get paid. Right?
Jay, I think you're going to be so mistaken. I think, I don't think they're going to.
Because it's only 7, because it's only going to be 6 or 7 fights, Luke. So they can.
No, I can imagine Dana going out and saying, guys, this is way over budget. This is way over budget. We couldn't afford it.
Because it's only going to be 6 or 7 fights, and that's it. And then the White House takes care of all the other stuff in the background financially, because the president's inviting this to happen. It's going to be superstars, man. It's going to be amazing fights. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Nate Diaz and Conor Free.
Forgot about Nate.
That wouldn't shock me either. If you get the trilogy, that was highly talked about recently. You put that as a trilogy.
We see Dustin versus Nate,
because they want the crowd, they want the casuals back, they want the people that might have tuned out of UFC, and they go like, fucking Nate Conor again in a rematch, And then I know Ilya and I know Gaethje. That's going to be a good fight as well. They're going to have to do that because they need the. It's going to be a one-off spectacular. It's going to be a one-off spectacular. Also, of the Aspinall thing, I would not be surprised if somehow they get John Jones versus Pereira, or Pereira versus thingy for the heavyweight title.
So that's where I was going to go next. So McGregor, I think McGregor will probably be on the card. I don't know who fights. I think it'll be a quick turnaround for Max or Charles going from March to June. That's the only reason I don't know about that one. The Nate one, I didn't think of that one. I wouldn't be surprised. I think Ilya Topuria versus Gaethje is a lock-in for this card, whether it be the headline.
That's happening. That's happening. Yeah.
The heavyweight situation. I think Pereira fights Cyril Gane for interim belt.
That would be,
or the main belt. I wouldn't be surprised if Tom gets stripped.
That would be a bigger bunch of bullshit. How the fuck is Cyril got another title shot?
Well,
because the
end of the guy's career and
story
he's
to spin,
fucking rewarded.
I tell you how they spin it. Cyril
Bullshit.
Garner was winning the fight against Tom Aspinall. The fight got stopped by an accidental eye poke. Tom Aspinall was unable to fight. The heavyweight division needs to move on, and Alex Pereira cleaned out his division.
Yeah, if that does happen, then he's fought the 4 best heavyweights of this era.
Well, technically, Pereira's
Ngannou,
not a heavyweight yet.
Aspinall.
Yeah,
Jones,
Pereira.
Jones, yeah, Jones.
Yeah, the thing you can argue though is Cyril Garner's been one of the best heavyweights of this era as well. So
yeah,
absolute bullshit.
I can see it happening because Tom's a dickhead and he's done it to himself. But
what?
Yeah, it's obviously fake. He faked the whole thing. We all know it now.
He's not fake.
He's fake an eye injury.
He's had eye issues for years and needed laser treatment, and that's what he had. He hasn't had treatment for the.
He didn't have laser treatment. It was debunked by Pete C. Carroll. He hasn't had laser.
He did. He did. He had LASIK. That's why his eyes are red. You only get red eyes through laser eye surgery.
He didn't have.
He had LASIK. He did. He had LASIK.
He's faking it. How the fuck
you can only get red eyes through eye surgery like that through laser or injections. He didn't have his eyes taken out. If he had his eyes taken out and sewn, he wouldn't have his eyes open. They'd be all closed.
That's crazy, People have been watching too much fucking MMA Joey for this fucking bullshit.
No. I'm telling you, man. He's had eye issues for ages.
I genuinely think if he was faking it, UFC would have stripped him and that would have been sorted by now.
No, he had surgery. He just didn't have his if he had his
more
eyes,
surgery, he's had more surgery.
If he had his eyes legitimately worked on, in my opinion, I don't think he'd have his eyes open like this after surgery. Because if you're having your eye, look, I know someone who had eye surgery and they had to take their eyeballs out to do the eye behind the eyeball sort of thing, to do the surgery that was needed. Yeah, they close your eyes up after with padding and all that, so it heals. He had his eyes open, which means he had laser surgery or injections, one of the two. I don't look. Big up Tom, man. If it is what it is and he's not faking it and it's all cool, big up Tom. It's all allegedly in a way, so it is what it is. But
I don't know how you'd want to in his position. What's the benefits of him faking it? He's sitting out for months on end. He's going to watch Cyril get another title shot, which he probably doesn't deserve, and he's going to have to sit in a dark room for months thinking about when the next time he's going to beat the shit out of him.
Why does Cyril not deserve it?
Good. Based on what's he done since the Tom Aspinall fight? The
problem is, Luke, there's no one else who does deserve it.
And he probably won the first round in that fight when it got stopped.
It's similar to the Leon Edwards Bilal Muhammad first fight situation. Leon was winning the fight, caused the eye poke, but Leon was the one who got the Nate Diaz fight, then got the title shot off the back of it.
Look, big up Tom, by the way. Look, it's all allegedly. Obviously, we're all going down a rabbit hole.
You've been watching too much MMA, Joey J. That's what you.
I watch a lot of stuff. Man. I go from the fight that he got when he never let the doctor look in his eye and he just, I can't see, and then it was just called. He talks too much. For someone who's got so many eye problems, he does a lot of you fucking YouTube shows. It just, I think, I don't know, man. There's rumours now that he had eye issues for months anyway before the fight, that he needed treatment anyway. He was wearing glasses before the fight, apparently. So
yeah, but now people are going down the rabbit hole saying that he faked his knee getting blown out.
No, his knee got. You saw his knee smashed.
And I'm like, but that's what happens. People off the back of this are going, "Oh my god, he faked his knee getting." I'm thinking, shut the fuck up.
His knee blew apart in the ring. You could see it explode. That's just stupid saying that. I don't know. I think with Tom, I don't know. Look, maybe he's just made more of it than it needed to be, and because of that, people are going down rabbit holes and finding things. That's the problem. This is why I always say, don't talk too much. Just leave it, because this is what happens. People don't stop. They will go look down conspiracies. They'll look at rabbit holes. They'll try and find things. If Tom's legitimately fucked up his eyes, then tell us the surgery you had. Show us the surgery you had. Put it out there, because the problem is, and Tom doesn't have to do that, yeah? But the problem is Tom has not shut up about this, right?
Yeah.
And now he's had this surgery. He needs to put it out there. The surgery he had, the video, the proof, and all that, because it shuts everyone up. Because everyone's going to talk about it. Everyone's going to talk about it till he comes back. Was it a real eye surgery? Was it laser surgery? Was it injections? It's. I don't know. I don't know. But I have been saying this since day one, since it happened. He talks too much about it, and now it's come. And now, unfortunately, it's people don't believe him no more, and that's the problem. I believe he's got eye issues. I do. I believe he's got eye issues. He's had surgery for it, but because he's not sharp about it, no one believes him. And that's why I say you just got to move on and leave it, man. You know what I'm saying? I feel for him, but I think he's had eye issues for longer than maybe what he says. That's my opinion.
Going back to the White House card, though. So we all know. So we all think McGregor's going to be on there. Topuria and Gaethje. We think Pereira and maybe Garn's going to be on there as well. Gable Stevenson. Does he make his debut on the White House card?
Well, that's the talk right now, isn't it? But
I reckon he gets thrown in, gets the top 15 guy.
The thing is, though, because I think Gable Stevenson should fight in a prelim, right, and not a main card. If you're doing it, because
straight on the main card, yeah.
Yeah,
that's
but
how you get John Jones on the card, because he'll be in his corner.
The thing I'm saying is because it's only going to be a 6 or 7 main card show, and it's at the White House. They go want if they want the best card ever, and they want a certain crowd to watch it. I don't think Gable Stevenson making his debut at the White House makes sense.
Olympic gold medalist, Jay?
I would do it on the following event. I'd do it the following month.
I think he's definitely on this card, you know, Joe.
I don't think he's on the. I don't think he fights on the card. I think he makes his debut for UFC in the ring, saying he signed his contract.
Oh, could do that as well. I think he fights on this card, and I'll be honest with you, with the way heavyweight division is at the moment, he could easily go in there against a top 10 opponent and win quite comfortably, I think.
Yeah, Sonny Kang in the chat says even a cornea replacement, if it is bad, it's damage, takes 6 months to recover and is still not guaranteed to be fully healed.
Yeah, I don't think we see Tom fight in 2026.
Yeah, I mean he's got to give up the belt in.
That's why I do think the UFC are going to strip him or they're going to do an interim. Like I genuinely do.
Have you seen Garn in training lately? He knows something, man, because he's practicing takedowns.
But if he's practicing for Pereira, as in practicing to take people down, or
yeah, he's doing wrestling in training and taking people down.
That means he's fighting Pereira then.
Yeah, I don't.
They're not going to do Cyril Garn versus John Jones again. That makes no sense.
No.
But yeah, you want an American to win? That's the fight you do.
With Gabe Stevenson.
I think Dana is desperate for Pereira to be heavyweight champion.
Oh yeah, I think most people are. But at the same time, Jay, I don't think Dana would be upset
Pereira becomes the heavyweight champion.
Garn get it.
Hey, yeah, could you imagine? Right, he becomes heavyweight champion, Pereira, 3-time, 3 belts, 3 different weight classes. Everyone say, "Oh, what's his right in the GOAT category?" And then it goes, "Hey guys, John Jones is still the GOAT, yeah." John Jones is still the GOAT, man.
Oh yeah, John Jones is still the GOAT.
Absolutely.
My only worry about doing Pereira and Garn, that'd have to main event because it's the heavyweight title.
I don't think they'd care. I still think McGregor does it. What card was it? Well, 205. Was it 205 where he fought in New York for the first time? Woodley and Wonderboy were the co-main event, and they were the welterweight champions. McGregor headlines over everyone. He's the exception. I think you could have flipping John Jones versus Aspinall.
So what if the 3 fights? Let's say these are the 3 fights of the White House. McGregor Diaz 3, Ilya versus Gaethje, Pereira versus Garn for the heavyweight title. They're the 3 fights.
That's big. So McGregor Nate has got great name value, but I just don't think the fight's going to be great. The other two fights I'm on board with.
It's not, but everyone turns on for that fight. That's the problem.
Yeah, I hear it.
Everyone turns the TV on for that fight, don't they?
Here's a question. Shout out to the chat.
You put Gable Stevenson on the debut, you know, Olympic gold. He wears the Olympic golds, America, baby, in the White House. You know what I'm saying? Writes itself.
Could Paddy fight Conor?
No.
I'll tell you what, it's a heck of a fight, man.
Name value, Luke. Name value.
I tell you what, I reckon Paddy and Conor at 170.
What, Fat Paddy?
Because Paddy's quite a big guy, you know.
He's a very big guy. I think
he's a big guy, and Paddy at 170 or Conor at 170 is quite an even fight. Because Conor's obviously absence from the sport.
Someone said, "Why not, Luke?"
I think
McGregor will be interesting.
It will look weird from a optical perspective because Gaethje beat Paddy, and now Paddy's headlining over Gaethje. But Paddy, I mean, if the UFC is trying to build Paddy into this mega star, would you not? Because again, Conor's a legend.
The pass the torch moment. The torch
and you can't put him in there with Sarukin. If Sarukin goes in there with McGregor, it's going to look horrible.
Yeah. You want to give McGregor someone who will stand with him. Yeah, and a chance.
But I know what Dana said. Do we think that Michael Chandler that option is completely off the table? Because I'll be honest, Michael Chandler is the most winnable fight for Conor McGregor.
It's the fight. Apart from Nate Diaz, that's the fight I'll do. Nate Diaz has got history and story. Nate Diaz is a bigger star than obviously Chandler. There's a lot of history there. There's a lot of beef there. You know, it's a fight that completely makes sense. It's a fight a lot of people, maybe not now, but it's a fight a lot of people will be wanting to see for a long time.
Yeah, it's a trilogy.
You know, they're 1-1. It's the rubber fight. You know, they've both been inactive. You know, it's probably the most even it would be between these two right now. Yeah, but Chandler and Conor would just be Chandler would want to try and knock him out on his feet, wouldn't he? So it'd be a stand-up war. So you'd have a good fight. I actually think Conor sleeps.
If Conor comes in with any sort of timing and accuracy like he did previously, then I think Conor does beat Chandler as well. I think that's the most winnable fight. I don't like his chance against Oliveira. I don't like his chance against Holloway. But yeah.
It's interesting. Very interesting. I think we'll find out after the next UFC show.
Yeah, we will.
Next UFC event. What is the next event? I can't remember now.
Holloway versus Oliveira, March 7th, I believe.
Yeah, we'll find out after that.
Yeah, I believe
March 8th. Yeah, March 7th, March 8th for us. Yeah. Holloway, Oliveira. After that card, I think that's when they. I wouldn't be surprised if they did that during the card. You know, like they did for UFC 200.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another thing. All right, forget everything we just said. What about Cain Velasquez, Brock Lesnar at the White House?
You just said TKO. Oh, yeah, he's contracted to TKO.
Run it. Run it.
Yeah, sign me up. Jay, what do you think I was going to say no to it? Do you think I was going to say no to that?
Cain's out of prison now, do you know what I mean? Let's do Cain Velasquez versus Brock Lesnar 2 at the White House.
The problem is, can Brock make 265 though?
No, who cares?
What are you saying? Non-sanctioned.
Yeah, fight at Mania. Mania's in April. We'll do the Mania match with apparently LA Knight. And then after that,
Brock?
Yeah, apparently Brock LA Knight at Mania.
Brock LA Knight?
Yeah.
LA Knight's not winning that.
LA Knight.
Well, LA Knight was the man who eliminated him in the Rumble.
They're not gonna. Oh, they're gonna. Yeah, LA Knight's done something to pee off someone, isn't it?
So he won't. You know, Lesnar can take time off after that. And June, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked. Nothing's off the cards.
They're not doing Gunther and Brock.
No, apparently they're doing Gunther and Rey Mysterio and Mania.
What?
Yeah.
Bloody hell, man. Bloody hell. Wow. A lot to speak about, a lot to think about, a lot to see what will pan out in the future.
It's going to be a career match.
That's his gimmick at the moment, isn't it?
Well, yeah,
Boy, oh boy. We will see. We will see. Jay, what you got coming up on your channel, bro?
I think I'm live with you guys in the morning.
Yep.
And then big up tomorrow night, 10 o'clock.
Indeed. Vibes with coffee.
10 till 12 every Thursday from now on.
Come on. We'll be there. We'll be there. I don't think I'll have anything else on this channel tomorrow. On Friday, I will have some stuff coming out on Friday. I will. And then, yeah, go from there. I want to shout out to everyone in the chat. Shout out to Becky, Liago, Mantis, High Chief. Think I saw, I don't want to say one random's name when they weren't actually here. I think I saw Josh was here at the beginning. Mr. London, but big up to each and every one who's watched and listened. Please do smash the like button and make sure you go and subscribe to Jamie's Luke's channel. People, it's been another one in the books. Combat Catch Up Live, my favorite show on this channel. Big up to you, Luke. Big up to you, Jay. And people, till we see you again. Thank you all for watching and tuning in, and take care, everyone. See you soon.